I don't want you to do mathematics when we will be learning other letters. But now we'll start with what we know. Just tonight, just the night you had, the sleep you had, you successfully adapted to the new level of energy. So doing that will be easy now. Okay? It was just a shock, an impact yesterday was so new. But for the soul, the repair system or the getting back in shape is so quick. Okay? It's not like you train in a gym and you have 2 days to 1 week to reconstruct. Okay? It's very quick because it's soul and it's mind. Intellect and emotional is mind. Mind is two things. It's one, but it thinks and it feels. Okay? It observes. So, one here is consciousness. Through nature, pure, expanded, whatever. I'm going to say 100 words to describe the exact thing, and the words won't suffice. But you get the idea. Okay? You get the experience? So one is bull. And don't expand on that. It doesn't exist. One is power. Humor is good. You can go in a Christian church and say Jesus is a pile of shit, and they will want to crucify you. You can go in the Buddhist temple and says the Buddha is a pile of shit, and they think you're enlightened. Because they accept if it's supposed to be in everything, it certainly also must be a pile of shit. Okay, Christians are too polite, but they have more passion. The big bug with Buddhists is they don't accept to name the oneness. Oh, there's oneness. It's a unified consciousness. But you say the word God, it doesn't exist, and they're ready to fight for it. Made no sense. So what was the purpose of Christianity and not Christianity, but the message of Jesus specifically? Was to teach humanity charity and forgiveness. Okay? What was the message of Buddha? Compassion What is the message of the Muslims? Faith. No other religion than Islam teaches faith to this depth. Christian and the message of Jesus is for charity and forgiveness. And the true forgiveness of Jesus is to admit there was not an offense to start with. Okay? He sees a whore. He doesn't say, well, she's evil, but don't hurt her. He says, no, wait. Who has never sinned will throw the first rock, but bring her to me. I mean, she's free of sexual judgment. I want to hang out with her. Look at her Jesus' reaction to the adultery woman. Get these people close to me, because they have enough suffering. Okay, charity and forgiveness. Jesus, Buddha, compassion, and there is another trait, and no word that I can use will describe it, but let's say integrity, objectivity. Just as it is. You observe it, wisdom is revealed, and that's it. No interpretation. Muslim, faith. Faith, all the way. The Hindu, understanding. In the Hindu system, there is everything to understand, every single thing in the universe. Knowledge, which was essential before there was knowledge. Of course, it blew people's mind, but those who go to the depth of the Hindu knowledge they know that the knowledge is experience. Okay? There are a lot of things explained in every other religions. They just say do that. And you don't understand every single part of why. For example, someone who says, let's not eat meat. Most people will not do it, will not eat meat for this or that reason, but they don't understand through experience why they should not eat meat. When you become conscious, eat the meat, eat the vegetables, eat the milk products and stuff like that. Eat the eggs, eat different things, and become aware of their consciousness. It's not because it's evil to kill a cow. No. We were genetically created to hunt as much as to gather. Okay? Hunter-gatherers. It is because a plant doesn't have a nervous system. So it doesn't perceive the outside to be different than the inside. So a plant experiences oneness. It doesn't know it is supposed to be individual. So you put plants in you put in your most important talisman, your body, the experience of oneness. Cows and porks have the most refined nervous system amongst the creatures we eat. And they have such a refined nervous system that they know the outside and the inside is something different. They're separate and they experience separation. And this is why they develop social behaviors. They want to be loved. Okay? So you put meat in you and you put the experience of separation. Okay? When we do transmigration of consciousness, you've experienced this, some of you, existing in, with other people's body and chi exchange and all that. Okay? Transmigrate in a cow. Go feel its experience. Transmigrate in a cat you see. Transmigrate in a fish. Fish have a nervous system. All they care about is to eat. They don't feel separate. They don't feel separate. Their nervous system is not refined enough. This is why a fish all move together. They don't feel separation. Like birds. Lots of bunches of birds together. Like ants. Okay? They don't have to think. They just start to behave in a way and they build a bridge out of their own bodies. They act as a fluid thing instead of particles and separate individuals. So eating fish is almost as refined as eating plants. But there is something in fish. Eat, 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 feed me, feed me, feed me. I transmigrated into a fish once. Big fish in some public attraction aquarium. Kind of 50-pound fish they keep for. Like they had 100 in a tank. It was like a pool. And it looked so bored. I looked at it and said, this fish is bored. And I looked at the tank and I said, this fish probably feels so confined. Because it's not free in the ocean and everything. That was my perspective. My human judgment. If I would be in a pool, not only would I drown, but I would feel so confined, like in a cage, okay? So what I did is I transmigrated into the big fish and became conscious of what its state of being is. The only thing that existed in this fish is, where's the food? Where's the food? Where's it coming? Where's the lunch? Nothing else. It didn't care if it was in this big pool or elsewhere. It was waiting for the next lunch, and that's it. And that was the case for every fish I tried with afterwards. They only have the instinct of eating. This is why they always grow. A fish always grows until it dies. Okay? Different from mammals. In birds appears the territoriality. No, this is my place. So you see birds picking on others. Look at chickens behave. So you eat poultry. You won't have enough separation but you'll have the idea of you're going to put the experience of being vindicative. No, this is my point of view, my territory, my emotion, my girlfriend, my money, you know? So you can look at their behaviors, but if you can transmigrate and become conscious of what they are by existing as them, you'll become aware through experience and not just through my words. Okay? You need to get experiences to be aware, or else it's futile. So this is why the Hindu tradition, the Jnana Yoga of understanding everything, the Raja Yoga, explains everything. But it's a flaw. They explain so much that most of them, even the enlightened ones, are stuck in their mind. Only those who understood the teaching, you have to feel, oh, instead of just thinking, yes, we have to feel because it's explained in the Vedas. No, I'm going to go and feel. And then they do the feeling and they attain self-realization. This is what religion brought to humanity. Even the pagans brought something positive. If you judge them, you're off track, because they got back to nature where other religions went into structure. Okay? Went into the temples, they went back to the forest. This is where we were created. That's the original thing. And in temples we are protected, so I'm going to keep going to temples. But there's no judgment towards the pagans or the Wiccans, the witches that the Christians hate because they have no compassion and they don't forgive like Jesus told them. There was this atrocity in the time of Inquisition. A non-Christian has no soul anyway, so killing them is not a murder. It's freeing them. Okay? This is what they taught, the Inquisition, in the Dark Ages and Middle Ages. In the Middle Ages, it started to settle. But I remember seeing my daughter burned alive on a pillar on the public place. And as her father, I was standing, in fact, and looking, not saying a word. It was beautiful. She was in prayer. The others agonized in death. She was burning alive, praying, immersed in the bliss of God. Nothing would take her away from that. It still is an evil act to burn someone because she's a saint. But I like to say it because of the attitude. Everybody likes to remember the past life, that they were Cleopatra and Prince Arthur and everything. If you don't remember the evil stuff, you don't get it. Okay? You can only get better. So in the past, you were worse than you are right now. Okay? Unavoidable. Right? And worst is a word I use because I want you to understand, but it's a judgment. So now I tell you, it's not worst. It's more based on animal behavior. That's it. Right? We're going to do mathematics. Breathe. It is beautiful, is it? You see, to some people, they feel affected by the beauty of this message, of these different experiences. I say, wonderful, you're allowing yourself to be touched by love and happiness and the grace of God. And to others, I say, you dramatize. It should be obvious. It should be wonderful. But each time you want to cry, you have to. Never prevent yourself. Never. Never attract attention with crying either. So do it alone. And don't bug people with it. Consciousness is one. Two is a structure, is it? the structure, architecture, plan, blueprint, solidity. So 1 plus 2 equals 1 plus 2 equals 3? Okay. Want to make sure. So conscious structure expands. 3 is expansion and the going into. Okay? 2 plus 3 is? Don't take notes. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is what? Just read your notes. 3 is the going into or the moving or the expanding. All this, okay? All this thing. So conscious structure expands. 2 plus 3 is? Okay, 2 is structure. 3 expands or moves. So 2 plus 3, a structure that moves, is 5 forces in motion. 3 plus 4 is? 7. 7 is weapon or tool? Yes? So a moving form, 3 plus 4, a moving form is a tool. You understand the mathematics of that? This system is completely perfect in all the combinations you want to make, because it is pure thought, and it could not be perfect if not mathematically accurate. So 2 plus 7? 9. So a structured tool or set of tools, structured working of tool, is a resource we can use. 9 is the primordial resource, the mud. Okay? You can't do minus. Well, you can. Of a tool, if you take away the shape, all you have is the fact that it moves. Yeah, but usually do the addition. The multiplication is also accurate, but that's more complex. 2 times 3. 6. Addition is, let's say we add 2 people. One person and another person makes 2 person. They collaborate together. This is addition. Multiplication is the equivalent of sex. Okay? It's merging into. And we say multiply, you know? So 2 times 3. Structure merged with expansion. When the expansion of this triangle is merged with structure, it is everything unified. 6. 2 times 4. When a structure is merged with a shape, it multiplies forever. Okay, it becomes a long realization of things. Okay, so we'll see more of that later on. Okay, I just wanted to show you, well, there's mathematical perfection in there. So 1 is consciousness, 3 is expansion. When consciousness expands, it goes through the door. 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. So when consciousness passes in a door, it sets force in motion. 5. 1 plus 5. When consciousness sets things in motions, it unifies everything. 6. Okay? You go on like that. And then you can do 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. And then you go 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And then you go 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay? And you just do the maths. To practice yourself understanding how they work together. Okay?
So what about multiplying by 1?
Exactly. When consciousness goes into something, everything is just as it is. Yeah.
But it's different when it's added.
Yes. But then you add the 2-digit numbers, like 15, conscious force in motion. Okay? You have power. So we see the 15th letter, power. or support. We'll see that. It's coming soon, but you got it.
What is consciousness plus expansion? 1 plus
3. When consciousness expands, it will naturally start to expand in various ways. So you have the 4 of form and dimension that comes into the shape. Okay, it's not that obvious with the first one because you just take my word for it and you feel emotions and door, whatever that means. So it doesn't exist, but it produces something, and it's quite abstract. So yes, all this mathematic is not meant to be clear and understandable. It's meant to play and to try to understand. It won't be clear. If it stays in the mind, it won't work. When it becomes state of being, yes, if I just expand, I expand. If I am conscious and I expand, naturally, I feel myself multiplying. So you have 4 dimensions and going through. Okay? Through experience, you say, well, it's obvious. Through understanding, sometimes doesn't make sense. So this is why it has to be felt. So you take one at a time. Let's say you have the 22 forces, you do 1 per day. I said 22 months. For those who really want to charge everything, the letters with each vowel, the letters combined with the others and everything. But if you just want to kickstart right now, you do 22 days. 1 day for each. And once you did 1 day for each, you go back and you try to play with combination. And afterwards, we're going to suggest combination, such as ahava, love, or bara, create. Barahava. You want to write it? B-A-R-A-H-A-V-A-H. Barahava. Create love. That's a Hebrew soul name. Because she's more into Christ. We'll give her a Hebrew one. I'm just allowing the energy to settle in. But any one of you, when you master all these letters, will take the first one and the 12th. L. The first letter, but it's not vocalized, A. It's not silence A, it's silence E plus L. The 12th letter that we'll see soon. El means God in Hebrew. Elohim is the various forms of God. So you will try Elohim. You're going to have all these names. I'm going to give them to you. The 50 names of God that I like to chant, you're going to see them written. You're going to have the Hebrew writing to take 1, 4, 5, like Yahweh. 1, 5, 6, it's 10, 5, 6, 5. The Y is the 10th, 5, 6, 5. Heve. Y is the male phallus, in this case, and He Vav He is Eve. So it's Adam and Eve. It's a primordial consciousness that combined to Divine Mother, Eve, the matrix, which is forces in motion combined with forces in motion. 5, 6, 5. Eve. 5, 6, 5 is force in motion united or gathered with other forces of motion. So the forces of motion in the universe that just play together. This is Divine Mother. Okay, so Yahweh, Yod, He, Vav, He, the 10th letter, the 5th, the 6th, and the 5th, is how the pure understanding of all things set in motions the Divine Mother, or the forces that combine to each other. Okay, so this is Yahweh. Okay? So if you feel it and breathe it, you have a direct connection to Yahweh. The unformed, unshaped, undefined God is an experience. Right? So the mystery of Yahweh, we must never say it. We're going to the 10th letter now, so this is why I explained to you Yahweh, and I give you all that, so that you will never allow yourself to believe that there's something you just don't know about. There is a mystery in God, and the mystery is its experience. It is not something that you don't say, and you must not pronounce the name of God, or else you're a sinner and you could invoke His name in vain, so never say it again. It's like saying to a cook, you could use a knife to kill, so take all the knives out of your kitchen. So you're going to have pieces of bread and meat with finger traces on them in your plate, you know? So never be satisfied with that, don't do that. Okay? Understanding that it could cause suffering, and if you master it, it's a tool so you can become one with God. My Father and I are one, and I tell you so you can do this too. Okay? Jesus did not say, I am the only one, go fuck yourselves. And kill the non-Christians. The infidel has no soul. They were doing projection. Some of them. Only a few Christians were assholes. A great deal of them were wonderful. So don't take these words to think that I have judgments against Christians. My opinion of Christians, you'll have it right now, through experience. The Catholics is an immense institution. It seems to be rich because we only look at the Vatican. But look everywhere in the world, 1,300,000,000 something people. So many people helping the poor, feeding the poor, healing the sick, taking care of the handicapped. So many people in a state of forgiveness and charity and enacting love of the neighbor and even the enemy. So many people in a great state of holiness that we'll not call saints because we used to kill them, but we say they're such great people with great heart and this and that, and they fully incarnate the true message of the Christ regardless of what the religion wanted to make out of it. So this is what the Christians is. A whole lot of very, very, very good people. And a handful of politicians and economists managing it. So don't judge. Okay? Nevertheless, there are great things that have been done by popes as much as evil things for just a short time. Don't just say, well, 1.5% of everything the Catholics did is what pure evil, so they're all pure evil. Well, no. They're human, so stuff happened. Okay? Same with every religion, including the Muslim. Don't look at the Muslim and think that they like to let themselves blow with bombs. It's extremely rare to find the people that are willing to do this because they're sick in their head and politicians use that. But most Muslim, I mean, they're pro-peace, okay? They know that the jihad is a war you lead inside you. They even teach this. The jihad is a holy war inside you. It's your inner demon. The jihad is to kill the demon. It's inside. This is where it is. This is very clear in the Quran. Okay? So you have to relieve your mind of the judgments that they want you to have against Muslims, because in politics and in the media, it's useful to have you hate them. So it'll be easier to go to war and kill them. Okay? Economy, politics. So you have to remove yourself from your identity. Just be happy. 10th letter. Lucille, you'd flip a page. Ten to 19. 10 to 18. So we start. There's 9. 10 to 19. No, 10 to 18. There are 9. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 10 to 18. Sorry. Okay. The letter is Y. The image is the hand. The hand with black. And the vowel, you like to look good. And the vowel in blue is O. It's Y. Now, this Y, just so that you know, it is the J in some languages. Okay, we say Jehovah. Okay, it's not Y, Yahweh. Okay, nor is it Jehovah. It's the equivalent of maybe the Spanish eye, like yo. Okay, je. Okay, it's a Y, just a bit jade. Je. Okay, yo. Okay, yo. So this is why some say people Yahweh, and other people say Jehovah, because it's YHVH, and they put the vowels they want. Okay, in Hebrew you don't put vowels. You put letters, and most vowels are just annotated on the side. Okay, the hand. Close your eyes. What does the hand inspire you? What? Grasp and do. Grasp, do, operate. Grasp and do is operate. Okay. That's your experience of hand. Because some people have clapping and hitting me in the face. So creating. Yeah, okay. Your mind is creating, your hand manipulates the paint, so you create a paint. But the hand will operate whatever you are creating yourself. Okay? It's operation. Okay? You do stuff. But there's still nothing created yet. There's still no matter manifested. So the hand at this point of creation in creative forces is not a physical hand that moves things. It is the mind of God. By simply thinking makes it to be. This is why it is 1-0 consciousness in the world. Like the O of everything. Okay? 10 is 1-0 consciousness in the universe, in the world. Nothing is manifested. Yo. Yo. You felt that? The operation? Consciousness in the world operates thing. Okay? If it's consciousness, then it is the intelligence of God. Consciousness in the world is the intelligence of God, or the mind of God. And it operates. We use the hand only to trigger the feeling of it, but it is how consciousness operates stuff. This is why when you observe something for so long with nothing in mind, this thing will just reveal the pure wisdom it has to reveal, or disappear if it has no wisdom in it. Such as when you have an emotion, you observe it and breathe until it just goes away. Because of that. Because the mind of God's consciousness fixed in the world will operate things. You don't have to force with your ego. You pay attention. It will do its thing. It's a natural force. Okay? You like that? Breathe. 11th letter. K. The palm. The palm of the hand. Just the inner place of the palm. The vowel is A. A. Ka. What does the palm inspire you? And you can just ka.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Blessing, that's how you use it. Projecting. You can project a blessing. I got it. You can receive a blessing. I got it. But the receiving part was good. And the push.
Halt.
Halt. Provoke. It is what provokes. Triggers thing. 1-1. Conscious of itself. 1-1. 11. Self-awareness. Provokes. Ka. So you have Divine Mother Kali in Hinduism. Ka. This is where we say it's the goddess of death and destruction. Ka. It provokes Li. That we'll learn later. You felt that? Provoke? Good idea. Self-awareness. Just need an intention and it will provoke. Okay? So you provoke things with consciousness of yourself. Okay? You want to operate? There's intelligence. But 10 is still not doing anything. It's the fact that it can. Now it can operate because the tool was created at 7. The concept of organizing things in realization exists. The raw matter to work with the pure mind of God exists. So now God operates in the world. Okay? Operation. And the next, once you can operate, the next step is to do it, to provoke. Okay? To provoke the happening of things. 12th letter. This one will not be obvious for those who seek in their mind. Feel. Needle. A needle. A long needle. And don't say sewing. Go feel. When you have it, say something. Penetrate. Getting into. Piercing. You get all that, everyone? Penetrate, get into. Incarnation. The penetrating, the getting into, and the incarnation. Write every word because they are all feeling of this thing that gets in. So now we're starting to get into something. This is why it is consciousness in structure. 1, 2. We're getting into something. The letter is L. And the vowel is E. So it's le. Yokala. Oh, sorry, it's A. A. Yokala menusa hafet. Yes, it's L-A. Okay. Not the cops. La. The getting into. Now, the fun part of the 12th letter, that also is the cause of the zodiac and the 12 signs. L, if you just make L is the most sensual letter. Is the experience of desire. Oh. Such as like or lick, depending on your preference. Love. Is the emotion and desire letter. Okay? You feel it. It is consciousness in form desires something. Okay? And it represents everything that God desires. La. So now feel that, the presence. La. The desire to be here. Incarnation. La. El in desire and A in presence. La. The desire to experience everything. Lu. I want to experience everything. Lu. I want to be everything. Lo. And there's a desire to merge with everything. Lo. I want to understand everything. Le. Le. I have a desire based on a pure intention. Li. Li. Okay? So you combine these vowels with the letter L, and you will feel emotions down to your groins and ovaries. Okay? And up to your mind at every level. Everything that is desire. Desire is not limited to copulation. Okay? Copulation is the last resort when you can't endure not doing it.
So lila is play in Sanskrit.
Play,
Play is just
the having fun
play
of
around,
intention. Li. So it's a pleasing intention, and you experience it here. Da. Okay? Now, ka li. To provoke pure intentions of desire. Okay? To provoke the Aleph. Usually when you have the I, E in anything as a vowel, it symbolizes the fact that it is the elevated version. So li is the elevated, pure, untainted desire. Okay? The high intention. So ka li, they named the goddess after the concept of the one that just transforms everything into a higher state. Kali. So they say it's a goddess of destruction because when you take something and you make it into something better, the original form is destroyed. Misunderstanding of it. Okay? But it's transformation, so it appears that something is destroyed because of impermanence. Okay? The bija mantra of the heart, klim. There's no A after the K. It's just klim. K-L-I-M. Klim. And klim, the bija mantra of the heart, is what provokes I desires in the matrix. Klim. Provoke, desire, elevated. Kli. So it purifies the heart. Cool, isn't it? For those who have been doing klimrara, 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 and then we'll explain ra. Later today. Breathe. You like that? It's cool? You feel it? You experience it? It sinks in? I'm in love. Next letter. M-A. Ocean. Me. Me. Not A. A. It's okay, just make it big, dark E over it. E. The A. Me. M-A. That was my not adapting to English mistake. Me. Okay. Water. The ocean could bear too many interpretations. Just have water, but immense and everywhere. So now you'll do again the technique. Me. And you'll go into the water. So you'll close your eyes and you really do it as an experience. Once you're done taking your notes, the water everywhere. And your body is water. There's no physicality yet. So there's water everywhere. This consciousness started to incarnate, so it naturally produced a substance that is everywhere and fluid and unmanifested. And this fluid originally is dharma, me. The primordial substance. Okay, we add the ninth letter, T was mud, which was intellectual or archetypal raw resource. Now we have the actual energy. Now we have the physical energy. It's not tangible, but you can touch it. It's not manifested, but it's tangible. You can't feel it, but it is manifested. I'm trying to use the words like electricity, chi, life force. The thing that you can taste it, you can feel it, you can watch it when you see auras. Okay, this raw resource that is everywhere, energy, life force, like the water in the placenta of the Divine Mother, everywhere. As opposed to the ninth letter, which is resource, the mud, pure resource in the mind of God. Now it's in the raw matter itself, the matter that can be shaped. It's like argile, so liquid, it's just water. Okay? But then you're going to concretize this. You're going to make it more concrete with nu, 14, letter N. N. And you'll make a little U, sounded U, nu. Yokalame nu. Fish, symbol of fish. This thing that is concrete, physical, crystallized, manifested, this thing that is hard, yet flexible and moving, in the water that is unsubstantial. Okay? The letter N, symbol of the fish in water, is a symbol of the thing manifested or tangible, such as our body, that is dwelling in the goo of Universal Mother. Okay? So M is this substance not staying in place, and N is this substance staying in place. So we see matter. Now we have physical matter. Okay? So now I gave explanations. I want you to go feel it. So take your time, take 2 minutes, go feel it. Start with yo. Yo is the intelligence. It's not the Mexican I. Okay? It's the Hebrew yo, from the letter yod. So yo, intelligence. Ka, provokes. La, just desire to be here. So me, there will be, the intelligence will become substantial, me. And nu, I'm physical. So why is it nu and not na? Nu, I experience physicality. Nu. Physicality and crystallization of matter is something experienced. Okay? In your games, you will do ni, ne, no, nu, na. And eventually you're going to understand each of them. And then you say, ah, ni, na, ra, ra, hum, ra, ni, na, ra, ra, hum, ra. Intention of matter, presence of matter. Amplified experience in the matrix powerfully. Ni, na, ra, ra, hum, ra. Okay? Everything will make sense in this mantra after you got all this teaching. Okay? What? This one is in immortality. Oh, you want to understand Atma Yoga? Om Brahma Atma Brahma Brim 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 Mama Atma Paramatma Afham Afaham Afham. They become the consciousness of Brahma, Creator. Every mantra I teach in the Hindu tradition, you can get all of these experiences by charging the 50 names of God with this system. It does the same thing, Atma Yoga. Okay, so you pick one. Pick the tradition that you prefer. In the 50 names of God, you have Atma Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga. Everything is in there. Almost everything. You don't have hatha yoga like positions because it's just sound and chanting. Okay, so you got it? Each on your own, you feel this intelligence that desired to be here, that provoked the desire to be here in the matrix and manifest and experience matter. Okay, this is what made mind become tangible. The intelligence, yo, provoked, 11, the desire of incarnation, 12, in the substance and experience physicality. Okay, this goes from mind to physical, just okay. I'm gonna make a little addendum. N is not just physical matter. Most of the time it is, but it doesn't mean physical matter. It means the thing that is concrete. Okay? So when we speak of mind in the context only of ideas, sometimes you have abstract ideas. Sometimes you have concrete ideas. It's not matter, but manasvin means to have a mind that is objective and present. It finishes with an N, meaning it has a concrete and tangible idea. It's not matter. Okay? So it's just to tell you that the N is not always associated to physical, tangible matter. It has to do with something concrete and tangible. It can be an idea, it can be an emotion. Okay? But usually it means N, A at the base chakra is N, and you just go into the body. Okay? Yo-1. You just take the soul and put it in matter. But the Yo-1 is not just in your body. When you do Yo-1, the entire environment becomes this state of being in all the matter around you, and within it, it has no definition. And the more you do it, this is why when I breathe and I do stuff, sometimes you just fall into a state of presence of, what the hell is that? Because I do it, and I don't just do it in me, I do it. So it's done everywhere. Everywhere my consciousness is, it does it. So this is why the people on the other side of the world through the webcast, yesterday and the day before, they got an experience. Okay? It only requires them to pay attention to me. I'll know that they're there. I'm going to pay attention to them, and it works. Okay? Not limited by distance or number. Streaming everywhere. 15. S. A. A. Sa. Pillar. A pillar. Go feel. Sa. A pillar. What is the feeling that comes from pillar? And say words. Solid. Strength. Support. Does it connect? Well, if the true nature of a pillar is to connect, it means you could put it horizontally, it will keep two walls together because it connects. Yeah, okay. Understand. But the true nature of pillar is not to connect. Okay? Because take a pillar that is on the ground, but it doesn't support anything. Okay? It's there, but there's nothing above it, but you will still get the feeling support, or standing still, strong, powerful, solid, and installed in. Okay, this is, you need to get the emotion. Okay, because we had the experience of power in consciousness. We had the experience of a power in the resource, in the yo, in the ka. Okay? But they all meant something, operate this and that. This is the letter of power. Not in power in the definition of our dictionaries, but in the functions of what it purely does. Power sustains, resists, installs, stands still. It is not power doing anything. It is power there as a pillar. and you feel that it is bang, you know, which is not the same feeling as a bull. The bull, you got the presence. With the pillar, you got just the function of power. Does that make sense? So if you want to connect afterwards, you combine it with 6, for example. I'm just teasing you. Not bad. Okay. "16. The guttural O. So you will make a O with a little hat. O circumflex. O. Yeah. In many languages you have different letter for the sound O. For English it would be the letter A in certain contexts. But there are so many languages and difference. The O circumflex is used in French, but also in another language also to make the O, which is not O and not A, it's O with itself. Yeah, there's no vowel. The vowel is a very small A, so put it very small, and it's not O, just O, and you got it, O, okay? So you put your tongue down, aw. When you are in aw, like you would use the vowel W, aw. Okay, so, and it's the I. It's an I. So, yeah, observing with an I. We have two, but in this case it's just one big I. What's the feeling of the I? And if you feel judged, you have something to resolve. If you feel observed, what is the feeling I of an eye? There's perception, okay. Observing. That's pretty much it. Observing. But there's an understanding in this observing. Exactly. There's a feeling of awareness of the thing and the observing. But is it passive observing? Before there was anything created, what was observed? With our two eyes of duality, the image is outside, produces the image inside. The things outside produces the image inside. With the one eye of consciousness, the image inside creates the object outside. The eye of God produces bhava. And the eyes of duality, human, observes. Okay? And when you're immersed in observation, all your three eyes are in function. Not the physical eyes, but the eye of creation and the eye of observation, of awareness. Okay? So, power observes. The letter F. A. Fe. F-E. Fe. The mouth. The mouth. What does the concept of a mouth inspire you? Sound. Communication.
Doorway.
There is something about doorway that's subtle, but you got it. There's an access of something. There's an opening. The word that I found that was the most accurate was transmit. There's a concept of transmitting something. Yeah. We're not speaking of puking or whatever. Okay? It transmits. Whether it comes in or out, something is somewhere and it goes elsewhere. And you can also transmit knowledge and wisdom or food. Okay, so it can operate matter, it can operate wisdom, it can operate emotion if you cry. So the idea that fe is the idea of what is transmitted. Okay? So when power observes, something is transmitted to what is observed. When you speak, you transmit wisdom. There's transmission of waves, of sound. Okay? Now a special Hebrew letter, TZ.
TZ.
TZ, yeah.
T with a little z.
T with a little T and big Z,
Okay, little e.
and then a vowel, the vowel A, sa, sa. T, Z, and the vowel A, sa. Okay, so is a vowel. It is a consonant. Is a single letter in Hebrew. Okay. It is the letter tzadeh. Okay, so tza, and the image is a javelin. Javelin, spear. Let's go with spear.
Spear.
Spear. Spear or javelin. What is the feeling of spear?
Line.
Powerful energy forward.
Projecting powerful energy forward. Okay. Penetrating. And the seeking of target because of the previous eye. That's good. It will penetrate with force its aim based on the intention of what you observe from the previous letter. Okay. That's about it. Okay. It will not ask permission. That is for sure. Okay. It's the concept of the power of the pillar. Power. Observe something and it will transmit and penetrate with great force. Sa'ofetz. Now when you get this wisdom, you become a spellcaster. Or a sorcerer that should be burned, depending on your intentions. So be wise. Why are you telling this to the people? They could do evil things with that. If they have ill intentions, they're not going to use a knife or a gun. Okay, the tools for evil already exist. So might as well give tools for blessings. Because sometimes you pray for someone, but their ego has a wall. Especially atheists and people stuck in violence or addicted to substances. They have a wall. Your prayer doesn't get in because it doesn't have the force to defeat ego. Yokalamenusa ofets. You start with intelligence and you end up there. And it takes power to stop your mind. Okay? Yokalamenusa ofets. From your mind will incarnate a tangible effect that will, according to what you fix, transmits this powerful energy. And its power. Yokalamenusa ofets. Right? So you practice the states of being, and then we pray with compassion. Om Mani Padme Om. And there's nothing that will stop this experience of compassion from getting in. This is why sometimes when I put my hand behind someone, regardless of their conditioning, their reactions, how much they would fight, my energy will just penetrate the walls. It'll be unstoppable. Sometimes I do it just by gazing to someone. Just invades. When I sing, it gets into you. The only way to stop the power of someone with this wisdom is to have more of it and oppose resistance consciously. Otherwise, forget it. Don't trust me, but please don't fear me. Based on your experience, if you experience wonderful things since you know me, you trust that I'm going to use this wisdom to keep doing that. And I've been using this wisdom since the first time I started teaching. And this is what makes it so efficient. It penetrates you. You can't stop it. Even if you have resistance or ego, it'll just go sink into you. You like it? So all these Reiki masters who ask permission before they give a Reiki. If you do something and you ask permission, and you have permission to do something, there are chances the other person will not oppose what you do. But if what you do is good, you will receive the karma of good. If you do something evil, even with permission, you'll have the karma of doing evil or producing suffering. If you do something without permission, there are chances that if the person is aware, they will resist. If they are not aware, they will not resist because they don't know it. But without permission, if you do something evil, you will have to pay the karma. And without permission, if you do something good, you will have to pay the karma also. If you do something good without permission to someone, you will have to be forced to the experience that others will do something good to you. Stop asking permission. Spread happiness. Okay? Do good. Promote happiness. You'll get it. Promote suffering. You'll get it. Permission is polite, is moral code, is lack of faith. Just be polite with those who need it to stay in harmony with you. Okay? This guy is so impolite. Thank you. Thank you.
It's one less thing to do.
You see, it's not as heavy as yesterday. Although it is intense, it's not making you transcend. Because now you got used to this new level of experience. Yokalaminu sahofet. In your own time, in your practice time, you can take all the time to meditate, each of them 5 minutes, and take experience. But right now, we just did initiation, you felt it, we played, it's entering. You're receiving initiation because I'm doing it, so when you do it at home, it'll be powerful. Okay? People receive some level of initiation if they do it with a DVD or the video. Okay? It works. It's not as efficient as being there, of course. Not because my power is limited, nor because it is unlimited. This entire concept of unlimited power is fraud. Okay? It is because most people watching a video have the reflex of knowing this cannot be true. It cannot go as powerful as. This is why it's not. And as much as you convince yourself that it's as powerful, doesn't work. Until you enlighten, there is a resistance because of the distance, because you still believe in your nervous system. So, seminar is good, video is good. It's better than doing nothing. Okay. Breathe. Yo, the pure mind of God operates. Yo. It provokes things in the universe, ka. Things are pushed and provoked and moved, ka. And I desire la to incarnate, la. I'm coming into my body, la. And I feel the universal substance as wisdom, me. Everything is the wisdom of its substance, and the energy is consciousness, me. And I experience tangibility in my body and in the world, no. And this is so powerful, it supports everything I am, sa. I pay attention to the state of love and happiness in all things, ah. And I transmit it, and it is transmitted forever. Everything is constantly transmitting love and happiness to everything fair. And it cannot be stopped. Nothing can stop that. Yokalame nusa hofet. And you feel embodied in wow. I feel I experience it. The power of the Hebrew alphabet is useless. We use it to inspire the experience on which it was built. That was just to make humor because I like it. The Hebrew alphabet, we use it to inspire ourselves the feeling on which it was based or created. I want to get to the letter sh and then explain to you Shiva. Break time!